Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. This video I'm going to be showing you guys how to play the Chimera deck. So I'm going to be showing you guys through duels, but if you want to see the deck list and or the combos for the deck, it'll be on the top right corner. Let's get started. So here, I'm playing against Ojama. This isn't like a serious like competition. The next duel I'm going to show you is the one that we're really going to focus on, and I'm going to show you guys the misplays I make, but how I was able to play against like the level 2 Malfi deck that I went against, being able to dismantle the board using the cards I had. You can see I had a pretty bad opening hand, so I just ended up with Edge and Chain with the Super Poly. So in case at this point I didn't know what he was playing, so in case he summoned out a monster, I'd be able to use it potentially in order to go into whatever generic fusion monster I wanted here. So I drew out my Chimera Fusion, so this actually gave me a chance to do something here. So now I'm going to use this as a chance to go into Guardian Chimera, use Guardian Chimera here, and the Fiendish Chain to search out the Fright for Patchwork. So now you can see that I have myself the Gazelle, the King of Mythical Claws, another Edge of Chain. Now I can summon out, so you can see that I'm actually able to do something just because of that one draw. So I can use Chimera the Phantom Beast King. So I'm gonna get myself my Cornfield Coder, and if you guys have seen, or Codal, you guys will see, if you guys seen the combos, you know that just searching out the Swords Knight here, you're actually able to go into combo. So now that I have Swords Knight, I'm gonna be able to tribute it. And having Swords Knight here while I have the Chimera, the Flying Beast, while it's on the field, this card, Sword Knight, is a monster negate and Codal that lets you negate anything that targets one of your cards. So it's just a lot of value that these cards provide while being in the grave. Then Baphomet, being an amazing card, lets you search out 2 cards here, so we can actually get Chimera, the Chimera Fusion and look for a Beast monster. I'm going to use Polymerization, go into my Predaplant Dragostapelia. So it's just so I have a monster negate. Then I want to get out my Swords Knight, so during my opponent's turn, I'm able to activate it. Attack here, I have an Imperm, Chimera Fusion in order to Synchro Summon, or Fusion Summon during my opponent's turn, and then a Super Poly as well. So you're going to see that I accidentally activate the Super Poly, but it's fine. But of course, it resolves the effect of the Chimera the Flying Beast in order to make them discard a card. So now they're just going to continue to do their things. I'm just going to get my Baphomet, use Baphomet's effect here, search out another 2 cards. Then be able to special summon out Gazelle, the King of Mythical Claws. During the end phase, so this is when I use Super Polymerization. Didn't mean to use it, but it's fine either way. Use Chimera Fusion, go into Chimera the King of Phantom Beast, use my 2 searches here, get my other Swords Knight out, and then of course discard one of my opponent's cards because it is during the end phase. And now he's going to attempt to do something here. But obviously I can just go into Guardian Chimera, pop whatever is troubling me, and then attack here. So it was a pretty easy duel, but just wanted to show you guys that this is how, or one way of using the deck. And let's go see with the more competitive deck how this deck fares against it. Okay guys, so it's the second and final duel that I want to show you. And this is against Malfi's, the level 2 turbo deck. And my hand is pretty terrible. We have Patchwork with our 2 Edgem Chains in our hands, a Baphomet that we can't summon out. And Ash Blossom's great, but besides that, not much. And we are going first. Before we get started, just so you know, I'm going to do quite a few misplays, and I'm going to point them out as I see them. But I just still want you guys to see this duel because it does really show you how to play the deck. So here, we're going to go into the main phase. We're just going to set the Edgem Chain and just pray from there. So you can see that he's going to go Sprite Jet. So the great thing about that is I'm just able to stop it here. It's going to make it difficult for my opponent to play past this point, since he can only really get out his Sprite Red and then go into Malfi of the Forest. He's going to activate Malfi Hide and Seek, which protects his beast monsters from being destroyed each once per turn. And then during the end phase here, just being able to bring out his Malfi monsters. Of course, that's annoying, and with a pretty bad hand, it's hard to see how I'm going to be able to play past this. But because the Chimera monsters are really good, we're going to normal summon Gazelle, the King of Mythical Claws. He's going to replace his monsters here using Malfi Wally's effect. I'm going to be able to get my Chimera Fusion. Fusion summon here, go into Guardian Chimera. Start popping some things while activating my other monsters. And you can see he's starting to chain his effects as well. So here I use Guardian Chimera's effect. I wasted a little bit because I do target Malfi of the Forest when it's protected by Malfi Hide and Seek. So I shouldn't have done that here. But besides that, it's fine. At least I got rid of the Sprite Red. He's going to get rid of my Guardian Chimera, and here I get my Kodo. So Kodo, actually being able to use Kodo here in order to discard is nice. Get my Mirror Swords Knight. And of course, because he goes into his Locust, I have to discard a card. Fight for Patchwork is a perfect target for this, since I don't really need this card anymore, since my chains are all either in my hand or in the grave. And I just set this card just to psych my opponent out here. Now he's pretty much free to do as he wishes here. He's going to set himself up with the Satellite Warrior, destroy my card. I'm going to negate Malfi of the Forest here using my Effect Veiler. He's going to go into Malfi Puppy, use Malfi Tag to bring back the Malfi Sealy from the grave. Then go into his Geonator Transverser. Go into his Link 4 here, go into Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax. And he's going to attack me for 6,500, which is pretty bad. But I do have the Mirror Swords Knight, which is you always want to see this card, as I covered with the combos video. And even though he has the Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, which is difficult to deal with, it is not impossible, since it doesn't have any negates. It's like a wall that you pretty much have to figure out how to get over. And then Satellite Warrior here is not going to do anything besides when it's destroyed. It's going to be able to special summon up to level 3, level 8 or lower Warrior Synchron and or Stardust Synchro monsters. But besides that, we don't really have to worry about much else. So we're going to use Sword Knight here, go into Baphomet here, get our Chimera Fusion, activate Chimera Fusion, go into Guardian Chimera. So here's where I messed up, and instead of destroying the Satellite Warrior, I destroyed the Malfi Hide and Seek. I shouldn't have done that, since that was obviously not necessary, since he didn't have any beast monster here that would be protected. But besides that, we're just going to play past this. Use Branded in White, go into Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon here in order to banish Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, because he cannot be targeted. But thankfully for Mirror Jade here, it doesn't actually target. It's just a non-target banish, so it's an insane just card to get rid of Avermax here. And then we're going to add ourselves the Mercurier as our hand trap of choice. Unfortunately, our opponent has his rating here, so we can just use that to get rid of our Mirror Jade. But I can activate Mirror Jade's effect in order to destroy my opponent's monsters during the end phase. So now I'm going to summon out my Gazelle, get a search on my Kodo. He's going to attack, clear up my board a little bit, but during the end phase I'm going to be able to pop those. He's going to get our Excel's Synchro Stardust Dragon. I'm going to use Kodo here, go into my Mirror Swords Knight. And then from here, my opponent surrenders, but it was a pretty easy cleanup. You can see he only had this one monster. Yeah, it wasn't going to be too difficult for me to deal with this, but it was pretty much over from here. But I hope you guys learned something from watching this. And if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.